Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Combo Convo. Today we'll be discussing the 7th episode of Season 6 of Game of Thrones. And guess what's back, Vic? Brothels! Oh! Alright, so 7th episode. We're very close towards the end of this season of Game of Thrones. And I feel we had another very good, interesting episode. And as always, we like to break things up into stories so that way we can give enough focus on each story that happens of Game of Thrones. Now, we're going to go a little backwards today because we know what the main story throughout this whole episode was, which was a certain character that even started... This episode started different because usually we go right into the title screen and then the show. But this one, it actually started with the scene first, then the titles, then the show. But we'll get to the Hound later on. First, we want to talk about good old Theon Greyjoys, the Greyjoys at Volantis. So we find out that they've escaped, obviously, because their boys back home are still building ships. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but they definitely have some distance between them. And of course, the first place they visit is a brothel, which makes its appearance in Game of Thrones in a long, it's been a couple episodes since we've seen good old brothels. But this was an interesting scene because basically this was Yara trying to get Theon to be strong again. Theon is still weak, even though he's trying really hard to beat Theon, and this was kind of her slapping him in the face and be like, you're a Greyjoy. You're supposed to be stronger. You're supposed to be, look, I know you probably don't have a dick now, and, that sucks, and you probably went through torture, and she doesn't know the type of torture he went through, but she's just like, look, get over it. It happened. You're free. You're here. I'm with you. Your whole family's here. Your whole brethren's here. It's time for you to get back and become, strong again. And we kind of saw that little twinkle in Theon's eye, like he's coming back. He's slowly coming back to being Theon. What do you think about that scene of her talking to Theon?
That was good. It's a powerful scene, between brother and sister and stuff, and same between Lord and Lordess and stuff. I thought that was a very important scene because don't just expect him just to do a 360. So I like the fact they're still building on that relationship. They're still building on that character.
Yeah,
they're still rebuilding their relationship. Mind you,
they
took him away from him at a very young age, so she doesn't really quite know him. But she knows what a Greyjoy is. He doesn't quite know that, but she knows at the end of the day, she feels like in the heart of him, he's a Greyjoy and whatnot. So I thought it was very interesting and stuff, like her little pep talk to him, and I like the fact that as any sailor would be and stuff, when you're gonna be out to sea for a long
you could talk about this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're in the Navy and you hit that port, listen, you don't know the next time you're gonna hit that port again. So you might want to take you might want to get the best of it because it could be a long time.
It's funny. I was just thinking about that. I was like, you're in the Navy, you're a sailor, so you could definitely kind of relate to that. Be like, you hit port, you want to have your fun before you go back on the ship.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're gonna do that. They know what they're being hunted, so the fact that they may never get a piece of tail for the rest of their lives is a possibility.
Yeah,
they're going in Marine. They don't know how to talk with what they're calling her, the Dragon Queen. We know is Khaleesi. We know it's Daenerys. You know what I'm saying? So we know that that's her plan. Now, I think their plan's still a little naive because Euron knows what they're heading. Yeah. He says where they know they're heading. Yara? No, Theon, he didn't know where they were going. So it's like they kind of just sailed out. She knows that. She's like, so we're going to go Marine. We're going to have a conversation with her. But she's also a little kind of naive because she's like, listen, the world, Westeros is big. I'm saying? The world is big. We could be anywhere. No, he knows where you're heading. They know where you're heading.
They know where you're going.
The benefit they have is the fact that
they'll get there first. Hopefully.
They'll get there first because they have the drop. However, they better not stay in port for too long. It better be like overnight, and then the next day you guys go. You know what I'm saying? Go along your way because he's gonna make these ships. He's gonna build them fast, and I don't think he will hit any ports. Yeah. I think it's just straight.
Shot. They're running on vengeance. They're not stopping for anything. They're going straight.
Well, he has a purpose. He knows, she kind of said, listen, as long as we still alive, we're a threat to his to his rule.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we get there first before he gets there. Yeah. So so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens from that. I think that's gonna be a big fight at the end. Maybe at the end of this season, or maybe towards next season. We necessarily don't know.
What
what's
I do
gonna
know
happen.
is that Yara, you keep doing your thing with that girl.
Yeah, she was doing it
You
good.
keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
Finish that. If you want to show the next episode, hey, here's my arm twisted. Go ahead, show it. But yes, you continue doing your thing. But what I do want to end with that story is that it definitely shows the kind of leadership that Yara has. It's like obviously she knows she has a weak person on her crew, and instead of just kind of just throwing him to the side, she understands she needs him. B, it's her brother, and C, she's like, look, she's uplifting him. She's giving him the courage to be like, look, you're a Greyjoy, you're on my team. If we're gonna sail out, I need you to be strong, and I believe that you can be strong. So it just goes to show the type of leadership that Yara, has when she's with these men at sea. So leaving from the Greyjoys, we go to our first Stark story, which we're back in Bravos. Now, last episode, you saw that basically Arya was like, see ya, many-faced gods, I'm out of here, I'm not doing this. And so this episode's a little, again, I love watching other people's reviews and people's reaction online. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of people said that this was very unlike Arya. The reason that she's just skipping around town, being happy, going up to the guys, giving them money, just kind of putting her information out there like, hey, I want to go to Westeros. Here's some money. Here's another bag of money. So a lot of people felt like that was, out of all the training that she received, they were like, I wonder why she's kind of putting herself out there in a sense. The other beef that people had was the fact that she didn't recognize that the old lady couldn't, like, her defenses weren't up. It's like the old lady was able to get close enough to her where it was the waif, and she stabbed her, pretty much got that close. And again, they felt like she didn't learn anything. And that kind of goes back to, why they felt like it was a waste of time with this training, because she didn't, she wasn't able to protect herself from the waif who was disguised as this old lady. So what do you think about?
Well, how do you protect yourself from that? How do you protect yourself from someone who could become anything? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they're saying. She should have been more on her guard.
Well, but like, I don't understand. It's like, how? Because literally, it could have been the guy who
she gave the money to.
She gave money to.
Yeah.
Literally, if you're an assassin, like, you know what? She's gonna try to get out of here. She's gonna try to go to Westeros because she is Arya Stark. So let me think. What will Arya Stark's next move be? To grab a ship and to be feet.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and strike up a conversation. Jaqen, you be the one of the Westeros people. I'll be the other. And when she gets close enough, boom, we take her out.
Take her out. Yeah.
You know. I mean,
but that's what they're saying. They're saying like she should have been more covert, like kind of like whispering to the guys, like, "Hey, you're going to Westeros. Here's some money. I'll give you some money." She was just kind of like, "Hey, so you're going to Westeros?
Well, also,
here's some money.
When it
Here's
comes
some
to that,
money."
sometimes when you're too covert and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Covert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more of a red flag. Because when the guy could be like, well, she's obviously running for somewhere. Where did she get the money from? He was already. It was a lot of red flags
asking,
that a young girl like that had all that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be more of a red flag if she would go out there and do that. Like, I know from my perspective, if I'm wondering,
someone's at the corner like, "Come here,
like, listen, we need to go.
Here's a bag full of money. Get me out of here quick."
We need to go. You know what? Let me find out, because it might be a bigger reward to find out who she's running from.
And she can't go in disguise because, again, she lost that talent when she left the many-faced god. So it's not like she can put a mask on.
Listen, people just wanted her to just be this hot-ass assassin.
Yeah.
They like the fact she's going through this Daredevil-esque type training, okay? They wanted her to be that person. But I'm telling you, people, listen, it's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off.
When she's Arya Stark, she's a
gonna
lot
pay off.
better than being Arya the assassin,
Yep.
okay? She's better than she's working with the many-faced god.
Well, hopefully that's if she's alive, because she got stabbed pretty good. I was scared for a moment when she started stabbing her and she twisted the sword. I was like, "Oh no! Don't tell me they're gonna kill her."
What was a dagger?
Or a dagger when
she would have been dead, definitely.
When she twisted the sword, I was like, "Oh no, they're gonna kill Arya off." But then she fell on the water. I was like, "Okay, she's gonna escape." The waif, however, didn't want, I know Jaqen was like, "Make it quick and painless." This bitch, she was like, "Hell no, I'm gonna stab her. I'm gonna twist it." If she didn't get off her, I'm pretty sure she
showed her face to let her know who it coming from.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's gonna come from me. Not from anybody else. Me.
That's what I'm hoping. As Arya is surviving, walking down the town, and now like people said, is like, well, now she's definitely like, after getting stabbed by the old lady, she's looking around and she's like, who do I trust? Like I'm looking at people, and I don't know if, this could be Jaqen or it could be somebody else. But I do hope that she gets fixed up and kills the waif before she leaves Bravos, because that waif just, something about her I just don't like. I don't like the waif. But people, calm down, calm down. This is the story. It's gonna pay off. Arya's being Arya in the sense that she's not being an assassin. She's just, she's trying to get off. Just lay off her. She'll be fine.
I mean, it's kind of like when I see some films and stuff, like they have like some type of special forces, special operations type operative and stuff.
Yeah.
Some kick-ass soldier and stuff, and people are so used to Rambo taking on like 100 people and stuff. So when they see like somebody who's more closely related to what a special forces person would be,
yeah.
and the fact they get killed, people say, "Well, they got killed too easy." But why? Like, I don't understand. Like, what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're highly skilled, highly trained men and stuff, but they can be killed. You know what I'm saying? Just not easy.
Yeah.
The fact he killed, instead of killing like 100 people like Rambo does, okay? Then he ended up killing, like 10 or 15? That's great. Yeah. Okay, let's see how many people could kill like that many. I don't quite get that, But
just calm down, people.
It's the same thing. The same thing. Listen, she's gonna get it. She can get it. I mean, yeah, okay. She didn't go through the whole training, but she's still badass. Trust me.
Yeah, it's just the waif caught her off guard, and again, this is a building block for her. She's gonna look.
The waif knows her. Jaqen knows her. They know her weaknesses. Listen, she was looking at the Titan of Bravos and stuff, and she was admiring the view and stuff. And she got caught up by an old lady. She has a heart and stuff. The waif has no heart. So, how would you catch her and stuff? You know what I'm saying?
And if anything, again, this is a building block to making Arya back into outside of being this assassin. It's like, okay, she has to be on her guard. It'll be all right. Calm down, people. You just, please. But we go from the Starks, and now we go to King's Landing. And King's Landing is getting pretty interesting with the High Sparrow. We're pretty much almost in charge. We're getting little by little the fact that he's now talking to Marjorie and Tommen. It's funny what he talks to Tommen about. Good old Tommen goes up to the High Sparrow, and High Sparrow goes up to Marjorie. He's like studying the verses, and she's saying all these verses, playing up to that part. And High Sparrow's like, "Oh, I'd like to talk to you for a second." And sits her down. He's like, "So I hear you're not doing your wifely duties." Tommen tells me that, and I the whole time I'm thinking, like, what is little Tommen talking to High Sparrow? Like, he's like, "Excuse me, sir. We used to have sex a lot when we were married, and now we only have it once in a while. Could you talk to her to do a little more of the sexual activities?"
I missed that.
I really missed that. High Sparrow's like, "All right, Jesus Christ, kid. All right, I'll talk to her about it." And even her, she was like, "Damn, he talked to you about that?" It's like, "She looks really good naked. I'd like to, maybe have babies." And I'm pretty sure the High Sparrow's like, "How could I change this to not be about sex?" "Oh yeah, kids. Yeah, you need to have sex so you can have a kid and have an heir. So please have sex with the kid."
Listen, Tommen needs to get some loving too.
The king needs loving. Come on. He's a really nice kid. But going back to it, Marjorie, we see how she's playing the game, and she's reading up on all of the teachings now. She's quoting stuff from there. And the High Sparrow's like, "Oh, she's quoting stuff. She's actually,
she's playing it up real
loving this." Yeah, he's like, "I'm loving this." She's like, "Look, I'd really like to talk to other people," and you can see like she's weaving in and playing the game, even more so when she talks to her grandmother, what's her name? Olenna. That was the key moment, because it's like you said last episode. I asked you the question: do you think she's playing the game, or do you think she's actually brainwashed? And we saw it in this episode. She's strictly playing the game, and she's playing it very well, because she got the High Sparrow thinking that she's like that. She got what's the
Septa Una?
Unella's like there, like protecting her. She's like, yeah, she's one of us now. Meanwhile, she's there and she's like giving her grandmother the picture of the rose, like, "It's all good. I'm playing the game. Just leave. They want you to leave. Leave. I'm good. I got this." And you can even see the grandmother like, "Oh, okay. All right." And the biggest part was when she hugged her, and you see like she's trying to hold back tears, and she's just like, "All right, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together." And Unella's like looking at her like, "Are you crying?" She's like, "Nah, let's go." So she's playing the game, hands up, hats off to Marjorie. She's one of the people that understands what her purpose is. She wants to be queen. She knows what she has to do to be queen. and she knows how deceptive she has to be in order to stay in power.
Well, they need an inside man. You know what I'm saying? And now they got their inside man.
Yep.
You know, so she's gonna play whatever she's gonna play. If she has to give Thomas some loving, she's gonna give Thomas some loving. You know, she's gonna pop out a few babies. She's gonna pop out a few babies.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, she's the one in control. She's the one who's in charge.
Yep.
She's only gonna give him the loving he needs.
Can we do it again? No, you only get it once. I'm good. We might have a baby soon.
She's in complete control. She ain't letting this old man pull the strings. She's got all the strings. She got all the power.
Yep. She's very smart, especially she knows she's like Tommen's weak. You know, High Sparrow, all you got to do is just recite verses back to him, and he's gonna, you know,
he's stupid.
Yeah. Now she knows his weakness. His weakness is adoration and love of the religion. If you show him that, then he's just like, oh, okay, cool. Let me tell you, you know, everything, because you obviously are one of us. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out now that we kind of see Marjorie pretty much playing the game and possibly being able to twist things in ways that, you know, maybe Cersei may not be able to do. And it's going to be interesting to see how Cersei reacts to that, because right now she's kind of like, you know, I don't know if she believes that Marjorie is 100% in the religion. She knows Tommen is, unfortunately. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens once she kind of figures that out. So from King's Landing, we go to River Run. And River Run is interesting because I thought that certain parts were funny because we got Braun back, and Braun is always a good comic relief character.
Yeah, he's real good, yeah.
You know, he's like, look, you promised me a wife and my own land, and I'm back here like helping you out on the battlefield. Like, what kind of...
Where's my title? Where's my title?
It's like, what happened? Well, I'm here like with these clowns, you know, and definitely the Frey. You could see how horrible the Freys are with their battle plan. He's like, we didn't even have to sneak up on you guys. We literally came from the road, and there was nobody protecting the road. You got like people scattered all over the place. You have your bargaining trip is to what was it, to
hang
the Edmund Tully, and you were bluffing, and the what's his name, the Blackfish knew that. He was like, you want to hang him? Go ahead, hang him. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. So what did you think about that whole scenario with Jaime pretty much becoming that leader that his father wanted him to? He's like, look, I'm taking over. You're going to do this, and that. And then talk about his confrontation with Blackfish, because that was also interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that comes from. I mean, at the end of every season, there's always this big fight at the end of it and stuff, like this big build-up. Like everything was leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if it's going to be this fight or maybe some kind of resolution might happen. You know, we don't quite know, but it's really interesting because the Blackfish, he's very good at being strategic. He knows that he may not have the numbers, but he's fortified within a castle, and it's harder to take a castle even with superior numbers than not. He knows, listen, you guys may kill hundreds of us, but we'll kill thousands of you. You know what I'm saying? So who's really gonna be more costly? Like, we could all die here. But a lot of you guys could die in the process, and you guys may not be able to regain your army and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's an interesting kind of back and forth they had between two very militaristic strategists, like they are, and two old school types. You know.
But definitely Blackfish, because he was basically throwing shade at Jaime. He was like, oh, I didn't come out here to just talk a treaty or peace. He's like, I just wanted to see you face to face and see how soft you become. I was like, you really just think I'm gonna let go of this cat? He's like, I was born in this castle. You know, we took over this castle. I'm not gonna just give it up to you just because you're from the king's, you know, King's Landing and all that. And Jaime kind of took aback by that too. He's like, this dude just played me in front of his men. He was like, whoa, that's crazy. So I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see how Jaime really takes on this leadership role, because like now he's definitely in charge of an army. He's known as the leader now of this whole operation. So it's gonna be interesting to see the battle between, and like you said, that could be the big battle of the season.
Man, it's gonna be a hell of a fight between them two and stuff. See where he plays a role in this, because, you know, kind of jumping ahead, but Sansa, Lord Baelish gave her the little cue and stuff saying that your uncle's here. You know what I'm saying? You need the Blackfish, and if you get him and stuff, you'll have enough power to secure the North.
Yep.
Now with Jaime being there and stuff, You know what I'm saying? And the phrase being so hell bent on trying to stop him from keeping that land and from also lending assist. You know what I'm saying, to Sansa and Jon Snow. It's gonna be interesting to see where this whole thing plays out, because this is a big part of them winning this war. You know what I'm saying? Without him, they don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
You know? So Jamie's kind of like, he's in that kind of crossroads where he has a duty, he has to do this. So he doesn't rely, I don't know if he quite understands how powerful his position is right now, what he needs to do. But it's gonna be interesting where that goes.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see where that whole, who ends up on the winning side of that battle. But you did allude to the next part of our look through the episode, which is basically the North and Jon Snow, Sansa, and Davos, and their journey into trying to find the numbers. They need people. They need to go to the smaller places to gather up a big army. And the first place that they go to, of course, is back to the Wildling camp to talk to. 1-1 and I think Dim is the new leader, because Tormund is with them. He takes them back there.
Well, Tormund's one of the leaders. Yeah. One-One's like another one of the leaders. He's a giant leader. And then this new character and stuff, Dim, I forgot what his name was.
Dim Diliba, I think.
Yeah, he's one of the other. The Wildlings have a lot of leaders.
Yeah.
Because they technically are kind of like without banners themselves.
Yeah. So
they kind of have different factions. So it's interesting to see that he didn't quite have all the Wildlings and stuff. But he also alluded to also the fact that, well, you saved me. You know what I'm saying, at that battle and stuff when it comes to the White Walkers. So
it'd be messed up if we don't.
Help you guys out in the process and stuff. So now they have more wildling support and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not they don't have really that many. I think it was like close to 200. I think they had, or something like that. But it's still
2,000 and altogether.
Yeah, well, a little bit more than 2,000. I think it was like I think they got about 2,500 right now with the entire wildling army and stuff, because with that section and the vast army of them. So he needs as many as he can, little by little. So I thought that was pretty interesting how he went there first, because he's like, okay, well, that's gonna be an easy secure.
Yeah, because like basically he literally died protecting us. He's back, and now he needs our help. It would just make sense that we help him out. And I like how 1-1 was the first one where he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll help you. Everybody's like, well, if 1-1's gonna do it, then damn, we need to help out as well. So that was a given. They knew that was the first kind of first place to go. The second place was interesting. They went to Bear Island, and it's funny. You read, I was seeing all the comments online, and they said that this little girl stole the show on how good of an actress she was, and she really was good. She
was real good.
I don't know her name, but she's a very, very good actress for being a child actress. Like, she played the role of a very small leader. Like, I was like, wow, if this was like what a future, like if you were to talk about like future all-star, king or queen, she definitely has the upbringing to be that. She's very strong, very smart, very quick to the point. And of course, we're talking about her character name, Lyanna Mormont. And
she's named after Lyanna Stark.
Named after Lyanna Stark. And I loved it. Like Jon and Sansa are trying to talk to her like, a little bit like a little girl. And she's like, look, I don't have time for this bullshit. Just, what are you trying to tell me? And I love how she's just very blunt. She's like, you're Jon Snow. You're not even half a Stark. So that doesn't mean anything. And Sansa, what are you? Are you a Lannister? Are you a Bolton? She's like, I don't even. What are you now? Because you're not a Stark. So they were like, damn, what are we gonna do? Like this little girl is like, she doesn't care.
Which is great when Davos steps up, when he shows where he could come in. Why Stannis also means his right hand man, because Davos has done this in the past.
Yep.
When he secured Stannis more money from the Iron Bankers, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And whatnot. Him not talking to her like a little girl,
and relating to her.
Yeah, I mean, he gave her compliments. He went out there and seen that she exhibits strength, and she just saturated with it. And like I said, her character is very refreshing, because normally we used to see these young characters, these young leaders. Bratty, like the Vale leader and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Him and stuff. and
Any Lannister.
Tom and
Yeah, any
you know what I'm saying?
Lannister.
So now we seen her and stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, she would be like a young Elizabeth, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, Queen Elizabeth. So I like that, I liked her character and stuff, and even though she didn't give too much in men
65.
support, no, it was like 62.
62 men.
But she said, listen, we got 62, but each one of our men is worth 10. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, listen, if they're as strong as you are,
we'll be happy to have them.
Yeah,
we'd be lucky to
the
have
Boltons are done. You know what I'm saying? And it's true. If they are anything like her and stuff, yeah. It's like she said. I also like the fact that one scene she said, "Oh, you're gonna be as pretty as Lyanna." She said, "I doubt that." You know what I'm saying? She's like, "I doubt that." Listen,
like,
my mom wasn't.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, look, my mom wasn't. So why would the hell would I be and stuff? But what she was a great warrior and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get that too. I'm gonna have that under me.
She has that fire. She has that strength and that smarts to be a great.
She
leader.
doesn't have Lyanna's looks, but she has her spirit. You know what
yep.
I'm saying? Because she was a great warrior as well. So I like her character a lot. But then they didn't get all this all of the North, because then they went to that, what was that one place and stuff, the other island and stuff.
Deepwood Mott.
Yeah, Deepwood Mott and stuff.
House Glover. Talk about House Glover for a second.
I mean, listen, like, I guess
the tough sale. What I like to call the tough sale is like, ugh. Go ahead, talk about it.
I mean, they should have had Davos talk to him. That's what happens when you don't have Davos going out there doing your negotiation. I thought it would have been enough. The fact they had to start going there. You had Jon Snow going there, but it wasn't enough. And even like Sansa's trying to like go out there and listen, you pledge allegiance, and even Jon Snow was like, "Oh, buddy,
don't say that.
That's it. Like, chick, you just messed it up. Like, they might just help them out in the process instead of helping us. They might help them out." So it was interesting and stuff. And he pretty much told him bluntly, like, "Listen, like you guys." Just where was the Starks at when the
Boltons?
No, when it wasn't the Boltons helped them out. It's the Iron Islands came ahead and took us over and stuff, and the Boltons regained back our kingdom. Gave us back our banners.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be hard for them to get that. So now it's like they lost out on that. But also the thing about him was he probably would have helped them out.
He would, yeah.
Had it not been, he's like, okay, who you got? And they were like, we sent out Ravens to, like, I don't care about the Ravens.
Yeah, I want numbers.
Yeah, but we, but we have House Mormont. That's fine. But who else do you have? You say you have an army and stuff, whatever people you have prior to, like, House Mormont. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, oh, we have wildlings. That's it right there.
Oh,
and in the North, you cannot. I mean, like, we saw it with Sam's father. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anywhere in the North, being a wildling is a very taboo thing. I mean, they've been fighting them. I mean, they supply the entire, House Castle Black with their people, been fighting them for a long time. And every time someone from the wildlings come across, they come into their kingdoms and stuff. It always comes to friction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, like, he has such a hard. John has no idea like what he did with that. I mean, if it wasn't for that, he would have had the entire North and stuff, and he would have actually had a much larger army than help out the wildlings. The wildlings owe him like so much, is unreal.
We'll see what happens. I feel like that's gonna be one of the things that maybe they come back to him. They're like, look, we have a bigger army now. It's not just the wildlings. Although you're right, the wildlings might be a kind of a deal breaker for them. But Sansa kind of taps out and is like, look, I'm gonna write to Lord Baelish and just be like, or at least that's who we think that she's writing to.
Well, no, she's definitely writing to him and stuff. And
she's probably telling him like, look, I'm sorry, but if you really want me to forgive you, you're gonna have to give us your army.
She's gonna need the Knights of the Vale and stuff. I mean, they're very great warriors in their own right.
They got the numbers.
They have the numbers enough to go out there. Technically, she wouldn't have to do all this high, crazy like recruiting and stuff. Yeah. If she would just had them from the beginning, the recruiting, the extra numbers would just been like more of a fuck you to the Boltons and stuff.
And I get it. She just doesn't trust him. But at this point, it's like, look,
it's not about trust and stuff. And I think now she's learning that her character's definitely developing a lot more and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's becoming more of a leader. She's understanding more how this world works. She understands that sometimes you have to do stuff you may not like, but you have just to get things done. I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And with like I said, going back to her, uncle, the Blackfish, we don't know if she's gonna secure them because now he has his own problems. You know what I'm saying, with the Freys and the Lannisters. You know what I'm saying? She has to go ahead. He has to go out there and contend with that. We don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, if she had his support, that still may not be quite enough,
Yeah.
to defeat that entire, the entire, well, really the North, because she's really fighting most of the North. She's got like maybe a quarter of the North, so she needs that,
She needs that.
She needs him, because he provides more support than the Blackfish right now.
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens in the next episode. If she gets the support of Lord Baelish or other houses, they might go visit other houses.
Yeah, I mean, she was suggesting that. John said, "No, we need to just work what we have now." I think he was just kind of fed up trying to just sell himself and whatnot. He's not really good salesman when it comes to that. But I think, thinking about right now, I'm not sure if the Blackfish versus the Lannisters and the Freys are gonna be the big battle at the end of this at the end of the season, or I really think it's gonna be this. I think it's gonna be the North versus the North. I see like there being like this civil
big battle
war
for the North.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean they're all there. I mean the Blackfish is there and stuff, and Jaime's there and everything. So I think it's just gonna be one big massive fight in the North.
It's gonna be awesome.
Finally securing who is in charge of this, like who's gonna be,
who is the true
who's
king
gonna
of the
be,
North?
because who's gonna be, it's gonna be the Boltons or it's gonna be the Starks, and we'll see if there's any Starks at the end of this. Every time it's never end up good with them, so we'll see
what happens, but it's
gonna be exciting.
That's gonna be an interesting fight. But that takes us to the final story of the day, which is of course the Hound. The Hound is alive, and he found himself some hippies. He found himself some Quakers or some Amish people. Again, it started off, it started off the episode where he's basically carrying the wood by himself, the wood log. You have this happy brother. What is it? Brother Ray, who's the septum, the leader of the group. Great actor, I forget his name, but he's the guy that plays that character. And you can see that the Hound, throughout this whole conversation, he just doesn't know what's left for him. He was supposed to die. He's not a religious man, and he just doesn't know. He's like, he's trying to find himself, but he looks at these people and he's like, you guys are so like, you can't live like this. Yeah. Like, why are you guys like, do you not know what kind of crazy, and he keeps telling guys like, you're from that world. He even tells the brother, he's like, you know how crazy this world can be. You can't be like this. And it was just so interesting to see him in his mind kind of battle. Do I become like them? Is it really like, this is my purpose, is to be like that? Or do I stay who I am and just figure out what's my purpose? And boy, at the end of the episode, he really found his purpose. Because of course the Brotherhood without banners, they come and they attack the camp while the Hound's away and basically kill everybody there. What did you think about that storyline? It's definitely not really tied to anything. He has his own separate storyline. For now, I mean, he asked him at one point, what was keeping you alive and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Was it revenge and stuff? I don't really necessarily think it was revenge. No, because like, what would be against Brienne? Because he was more like, he accepted it. Yeah, he was like, look, I got you. I got beat by a girl. Like, I think he accepts it.
He could have said a man, because he thought it was a man. Everybody would think it would be a man. But like, no, it was one hell of a bitch. That chick fucking whooped his ass.
I think he accepts it. It's just, again, I think his whole purpose was like, what do I do? What's my purpose? What I don't understand.
And he's not against Arya, what I'm saying, because he was trying to protect her. She really didn't want to take him out of his misery anyway. She was like, I'm not going to take it off. She chose to just pass over that one on her list. Yeah. So I think what was keeping him alive was really to help out Arya. You know what I'm saying? Something was trying to keep him alive, and I think he felt like he was unfulfilled from that. Mm-hmm. So I think where it's going to happen with him is now that they were kind of holding him back. He was there trying to show really thankful. Let me help you build this. You saved my life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's being grateful to them for that purpose. But he knew that at the end of the day, he had another purpose, and we'll find out where it is and where he goes, because he's just not going to be this characters in this world. Just being like a Quaker, like you said. Yeah.
And you can definitely see at the end of the episode he makes that decision. He's like, look, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but as of right now, I know revenge is on my mind, to kill those people who killed these innocent people that really, they shouldn't have been killed. But you're right, it's gonna be interesting to see, now he has to find a purpose. Before, he was the Hound, he was protecting Arya, he was this, he was that. Now he's somebody who should have been dead. He said so himself. He's like, I should have died. I'm not dead, and I don't know what to do. So maybe he meets up with Arya, maybe he meets up with somebody else. We don't know, but
a hell of a team, him and Arya.
I'm
again.
glad to have him back. I always liked his character. I always thought he was a fun character, strong character. So it's good to see his character come back, and maybe have a change of heart in the sense that now he's not really a bad guy for hire. He's just some dude that's trying to figure out his purpose in life. And hopefully his purpose is to protect Arya or is one of the Starks or something like that. But good job on bringing him back, writers. It's a character I don't mind that you kept alive because he was such a good character. But again, another good episode, right? Another strong episode. I liked everything that's happening. No complaints. I thought Arya was fine. There's no need to complain about Arya. And I can't wait to see where it takes us next. And but for this episode, that's it. And that's done. It's now done for our episode. And like always, we say please subscribe. Let everybody know about us. Comment. Let us know what your thoughts are about the episode. Let us also know any other show or movie that you want us to review. And definitely follow us on Twitter at combo_convo. And as always, like I like to say, we'll see you next time.